It's money time. Money City Mills, baby. What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic. And today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Today we're going to talk about quarterback Davis Mills. And does he have the fan base divided? It's a great divide between the Houston Texans fan base based off of quarterback Davis Mills. So we're going to talk about, we're going to break it down. But before we do that, hey, 2022 is right around the corner. 2021 is almost in. It's almost the end of 2021, about to be 2022. And like I've been telling y'all, the goal is to reach 5K, 5,000 subscribers. I'm doing a special giveaway. Trust me, you want to be a part of this giveaway. But the only way to be a part of it is to get the channel up to 5K. So I need y'all to like, share, subscribe, post on all your social media platforms, your Instagrams, your Twitters, if you use TikTok, Facebook, whatever. Go ahead and post this on social media so we can reach 5K. Speaking of social media, follow me. The link's in the description. Click the links in the description. We're giving out 30 days free of Amazon Prime. If you sign up, you get 30 days free of Amazon Prime, plus my link to my Instagram, my Twitter. And y'all know if y'all been following me, I've been tweeting a lot now. I've gotten into the Twitter game. I've been tweeting a lot, so I need y'all to follow me. Go ahead and hit the links in the description. And before we talk about Davis Mills, though, I gotta give a big ups up to my favorite player of all time, Andre Johnson, nominated being one of the finalists in the Hall of Fame. In my personal opinion, the greatest Texan ever. I know everybody got to talk about JJ, but my favorite player is Andre. So I had to start this video by saying big ups to him for being a finalist. Hopefully, he becomes a first ballot Hall of Famer. How great would that be for a Houston Texan to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, not just a Hall of Famer, to be a first ballot Hall of Fame, and him doing it mostly as a Houston, well, not mostly, all of it is all on Houston Texans career. I know he played with the Colts and Titans. We don't talk about that. We don't acknowledge that. Dre is a Houston Texan, so I'm glad that he actually became a finalist. Hopefully, he can be a first ballot Hall of Famer. So we gonna talk about that when we get there. But hopefully, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So big ups for him to be making the finalists. Now let's talk about what y'all came here for, and that is quarterback Davis Mills. Now, the rookie quarterback Davis Mills has, we'll talk about some numbers real quick. Quarterback Davis Mills, he's a rookie now, has played in 11 total games, is 219 completions off of 329 attempts for 67 completion percentage, throwing for 2,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and has a quarterback rating of 86.2. Now, like I've been saying, it seems like there's a huge, great divide between quarterback Davis Mills. It's for the fan base, rather. It's a great divide because you got a lot of fans out there who seen, especially the last 2-3 weeks. Oh, he's it. He's the franchise guy. Forget Deshaun. He's the franchise guy. He's going to lead us to the promised land. He's going to go further than we've ever been to the playoffs. This is the guy. Nick Casario hit all his draft picks. Yes, yes, yes. And then you have another group of fans that's like, dude is straight trash. Yeah, he's just straight trash. Like he's hot butter garbage. He's straight trash. So what do y'all see in him? So that's the great divide, because you got people who think he is a franchise guy and people who don't think he's a franchise guy. Now, because it seems like, especially the people who definitely see he's the franchise guy, they negating earlier games in the season. And they beef and issue is that the other side is not giving Davis Mills enough credit for the last couple of weeks. This is the thing. Let's talk about it. We're going to break it down. One, Davis Mills has improved. I have to say that Davis Mills has improved. Davis Mills has looked better in the last couple of weeks. Since giving the job to Tyrod and him getting the job back, Davis Mills has looked better. But it's still a long way to go before you start talking about franchise guys. I mean, what, we're going to be too hyped because he beat the Jags and then beat the Chargers, which I agree, the Chargers is a more solid win, especially he was dealing with the COVID situation, as far as you didn't have your offensive lineman, you didn't have your number one receivers, and you didn't have a lot of help on defense, and you were able to win the football game. But the defense would force 3 turnovers, had a pick 6, and Rex Burkhead had over 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. We mentioned this after the game, that the defense and Rex Burkhead did basically deserves most of the credit. And the NFL kind of concurs with that, because you get a defensive player of the week after a week. Last week we had special teams player of the week. Now we bad though, got a defensive player of the week. And then Rex Burkhead got nominated and granted the FedEx Ground Player of the Week award because he didn't give him Offensive Player of the Week because Joe Burrow demolished that by throwing for 500 yards. But so he got the FedEx Ground Player of the Week. So the NFL themselves nominated and gave rewards to the people who we were saying deserve the majority of the credit: the defense and the running game. Not to negate anything that Davis Mills did. Like I said, one of my biggest issues with Davis Mills before last week's game before these last couple games, I said that he started 7 games in his first 7 starts, and then he played half of the Cleveland game when he came in. He played another half of the game against the Colts, which I'll give him 8 total games. In eight games of 8 games worth of playing, he's engineered 15 scoring drives. I said even if I be nice and round it up to 16, that's only 2 scoring drives per game. That's not good. Now, against the Chargers, he engineered 5 scoring drives. Should have been 6, but the kicker missed the field goal. So he engineered 5 scoring drives. Forget how many touchdowns he throws. Okay, he threw for 12 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Forget that. Forget that he has more touchdowns than Trevor Lawrence. That's besides the point. I'm talking about how many touchdown drives does he engineers, because quarterbacks are the quarterback. They're the general of the field. They have to walk the team up and down the field. So he engineered 5 scoring drives against the Chargers. That's good. I'm impressed. I like that, because when you see in the beginning, what you seen against Seattle, also what you seen against Jacksonville, and then the game against the Patriots, he would have a good first drive, good first 2 drives, maybe a good first half, and then the second half wouldn't be able to throw the football downfield, not accurate downfield, not able to engineer any more scoring drives. Therefore, the team loses. Or in the beginning of the year, because we're gonna sit up here and talk about the game he had against the Chargers. What about the game he had against the Bills when he throws 4 picks? Now I get it; it was raining, whatever, and Buffalo has a good defense. But still, the thing is, you can't. You have to take both. You have to take both in consideration. You can't, because you want a franchise quarterback so bad, you can't negate the Buffalo Bill game. You can't do that. And also, I have to sit back and say, because this was just a one-off game, I can't negate this and only hold on to the Buffalo Bills game. I gotta take both of them into consideration. I do, because I'm a person who takes both into. That's why I put a lot of things into context. Like some of the yards were garbage time yards and touchdowns, like against the Rams when you're down 38-0 with 9 minutes left to go in the game, and you score 3 touchdowns, and you get you throw 200 yards and 3 touchdowns once you're down 38-0 and they put backups in. I'm sorry, I can't give credit to that. I can't put a lot of stock into that. That right there is not impressive. I'm sorry. Just like when I was mentioning about the Jacksonville Jaguar game 2 weeks ago, because a lot of people kind of was mad at me about me mentioning that, because I like to put things into context. All I was saying, I wasn't negating that because he threw a screen that his yards didn't count. Only thing I was saying is, with 2:30 left in the game, 3rd down, mind you, he throws at 39. He throws a screen pass to Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks breaks tackles and takes it 43 yards, scores a touchdown. Before that pass, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game, in the game on 39, he only had 166 yards. If that's an incomplete pass, they punt. Jacksonville gets the ball back. The game is going to be over, because even if Jacksonville turns the ball over, whatever, the Texans are going to be taking the knee. He's going to end the game with 166 yards. That's very pedestrian. That's not good. That's actually very bad. It's not even pedestrian. That's bad. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't like he threw the ball, because he ended off the game with 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Y'all act like he Joe Burrowed it and was throwing the ball all over the yard and threw 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. That wasn't the case. I'm not even saying that the play was fluky. Only thing I'm saying is that when he throws it, the time that was left on the field, the down and distance, and the type of play it was, that it kind of made his stats pad the stats a little bit. Now, people going to put in the comment section, oh, you weren't saying that when it comes to Deshaun, and y'all just miss Deshaun too much. Y'all the ones who missing Deshaun, or if you want to be cool, because y'all the ones who keep throwing the shade, bringing Deshaun name up. I see stuff on Twitter, people screenshotting bad games Deshaun had against the Ravens when we lost, I think like 34-7. Then the playoff game we lost to the Colts 21-7. Y'all posting Deshaun stats talking about, see, now let this been Davis Mills. Y'all been crushing him. Y'all ain't do this for Deshaun. Why y'all the ones really bringing up Deshaun? Like, we not the ones that's bringing up Deshaun. Y'all really are. So really, who's the one who's missing Deshaun in this scenario? We ain't mentioned him. Y'all did. Y'all brought into the conversation. And if you want to go back and look, I crushed Deshaun in that playoff game against the Colts. Talked about that pass right before halftime. There was a lazy ass pass. That's the reason the one that was on fourth down we threw to Hopkins, and Hopkins couldn't catch it because Hopkins had a messed up shoulder. It was a lazy ass pass. I put the full blame of that pass on Deshaun Watson. Not to mention when you're down 21-0, you get a first down, you do the stupid ass slime season. You're down 21-0. Why the fuck is you doing the slime season thing? Like, come on. We've held their feet to the fire. We've held Deshaun's feet to the fire when he stunk up the joint. Don't be mad just because we still hold that same, we have that same type of taste and hold that same type of criteria when it comes to Davis Miller, even though he's a rookie. Granted, over the last, I'm going to say 12 years, not 12 years, since 2012, especially when Andrew Luck and RG3 came in the league, and Andrew Luck won 11 games, and RG3 had the rookie year he had, and Russell Wilson went to the playoffs and things like that. If I'm not mistaken, all three of them went to the playoffs as a rookie. Since then, we've seen rookie quarterbacks come out like gangbusters. We have. This year, not so much. Because I know y'all want to compare Trevor Lawrence to Davis Mills. And also Zach Wilson. Yes, Davis Mills is playing definitely better than both Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, and Justin Fields for that matter. He's not playing better than Matt Jones. And we don't see Trey Lance because Trey Lance is backing up Joe Flacco. I mean, not Joe Flacco. Jimmy Garoppolo. We might see Trey Lance on Sunday when we play against the 49ers head-to-head, face-to-face. So yes, he's playing better than them. And if I want to be completely honest, the type of season that Davis Mills is having is similar to what type of seasons rookie quarterbacks used to have back in the day. I will admit to that. Those are very similar. He's having very similar numbers. But it's a different league too. Part of the reason why you see these uptick in numbers because you see teams more adopting the spread type offense and doing things that these rookie quarterbacks are comfortable, things that they were doing in college. Also, the biggest thing is the way that the way the game is called with pass interferences and the way they protect the quarterback and things of that nature is completely different 10, 15 years ago than it is now. So yes, that's the reason why you see quarterbacks throw for 5,000 yards at ease. That's why you see all these sacks. That's why you see all these crazy ass receiving numbers and touchdowns and things like that. That's the reason why you see all these interceptions, like Trayvon Diggs getting 11 interceptions so far in the season. That's why you see things like that. That's why you see some of these numbers that some of these rookie quarterbacks have been getting over the past couple of years, or quarterbacks and receivers have been getting over the past couple of years just in general, because of the way the game is called, not to mention offenses and teams are doing things more comfortable, they're doing things that quarterbacks are feeling more comfortable doing. But don't sit there and get that construed because we're saying that, I'm saying that okay, I'm giving, because those numbers are like that this is not good. This is improvement. This is very much improvement. But don't sit up here and act like this offense ain't stink worse than how Louisiana pissed in the first half of the season. Don't in the first half of the majority of these games when Buffalo 40-0, Colts 31-3, Arizona 31-5, and 2 of those points come from the defense. Against the Colts again 31-0. Like, don't sit up here and act like this offense ain't been stinking all year. Like I say, it smells worse than how Louisiana pissed. Like don't sit up and act like it ain't do that. Now, yes, last week against the Chargers, the week before that against Jacksonville, and then even the game against Seattle, Davis Mills has improved. We want to see more improvement. Me personally, I think he's a backup quarterback. I've actually kind of dialed back at first. I'm saying that he'd be lucky to be a third string quarterback. I was saying in the beginning, but he has impressed me enough that I think he is basically a backup quarterback. That's not knocking his 3rd round pick. I'm not, after 2 games or 3.5 games, whatever the case may be. I'm not about to sit up and say, oh, he's the franchise guy. That's ridiculous. That is just straight up ridiculous, and it's absurd if you want to sit up and criticize Deshaun and talking about I ain't talking about Deshaun, and then bring up Davis Mills numbers when Deshaun was throwing 19 touchdowns in 6 games his rookie year. 6 games had 19 touchdowns. Davis Mills has played 11 games, and I know 2 of those games were halves, so I'm gonna just round up and say 10 total games of games played. He only has 12 touchdowns. Now, also, Deshaun had Hopkins. I get it. Deshaun had Will Fuller. I get it. Things like that. I understand that. I will admit to some of those things, but also we got to sit there and say these are better talent. It just facts is facts. And to sit up here and say after beating Jacksonville and beating the Chargers, saying that Davis Mills is now the franchise guy, it's a wrap. Hey, he did his job. And the sad thing about it is, the sad thing about it is, even if he does turn out to be the franchise guy, it wasn't because he beat Jacksonville and because he beat the Chargers. Like, that's the thing. Even if he does turn out to be the guy, it's not because he beat the Chargers or because he beat Jacksonville that he's the guy. It's because he's improved. And that's what we want to see. We want to see more improvement. But don't get it confused and don't get it twisted that ground game that Rex Burkhead had last week wasn't helping. Remember, we had the worst ground game coming into the game. We probably still have the worst ground game. I haven't checked, but we probably still have the worst running attack. And actually, I think it's the worst running attack in franchise history. So, and remember, we've had Lamar Millers and Alfred Blues run the rock for the Houston Texans. Last year, David Johnson. And even though this year got David Johnson as well. But this is the worst rushing attack this franchise has ever seen. So, in saying that, even if it being that bad, that's going to hurt any quarterback. I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, or the beloved Money Davis Mills. If you don't have a good running game, that's going to help your quarterback because now the defense knows exactly what you're doing when you're trying to do it. You need the running game to keep the defense honest. And the running game was stellar last week. Rex Burkhead did his job, a career high 149 yards, 2 touchdowns, almost had 3 because he would have broke that last run. That right there helped Davis Mills open up the defense a little bit that he was able to make his decision. Also, now like I said, you gotta give him credit because he did it with a put together offensive line because of COVID. Not that many weapons because you don't have Brandon Cooks. But I like Nico coming out of college. I like what I see about Brevin Jordan. Chris Conley. It seems like Davis Mills has a good rapport with Chris Conley because it seems like the only time Chris Conley actually makes plays is when Davis Mills is out there. So he's like he has a little relationship, a little rapport with him. And sometimes the quarterback needs that type of relationship with a receiver. Like some receivers that you just have that niche with that receiver. Just like Brock Osweiler had C.J. Fedorowicz and Ryan Griffin when he was the Texas quarterback. And he barely threw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. That's the only year outside Hopkins' rookie year as a Houston Texans, Hopkins didn't have 1,000 yards. Was the year with Brock Osweiler. But he was able to throw the ball and make C.J. Fedorowicz and Ryan Griffin and the tight ends. They were able to get the ball. They were able to get the ball out because he had a better relationship. It seemed like it was more comfortable throwing the ball to the tight ends. But that's a conversation for another day. But back to the original point about Davis Mills having this fan base split because you got some fans screaming he's the franchise guy, and you got some guys saying that he's just straight hot butter garbage. I think it's in the middle. I don't think he's the franchise guy. I don't really call him hot butter garbage because I think he is what he is. I think he's a backup quarterback. I don't think he's going to be the franchise quarterback. I think you're going to draft a franchise quarterback. Not this draft. See, that's one thing he has done that is okay. And that the Texans do not have to reach for a quarterback in this draft. They don't have to go after the Kenny Pickett's or the Desmond Ritters or the Malik Willises or the Sam Howells or the Matt Corral. We don't have to reach for a quarterback in this draft. We can go out there. We could draft Stingley Jr. We can go out there. We could draft Kyle Hamilton. We could draft some running backs. We could probably maybe even get some receivers and get some offensive and defensive linemen in the late rounds of the draft. Get some linebackers, things of that nature. We can get other pieces to fill around the team, and then next year or possibly the year after, then you draft your franchise guy. Kind of similar to the Deshaun Watson situation. Since you want to bring up Deshaun, is that you had Hopkins. At the time, you had Fuller. We thought we had offensive line because we did have Dwayne Brown still on the team at the time. You had a defense, J.J. Watt, Clowney, things like that. Bernard McKinney, Whitney Merciless. You had pieces around defensively and offensively that you possibly thought that all you needed was a franchise guy. And once you got it, it was going to take off like gangbusters. And it was short-lived. We really didn't get to see what we wanted to see. But that's the type of model that we need to go back to. Let's build this team around, and then let's go after the franchise quarterback later. So like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell, get more videos. Holla.